Introduction. Welcome to this overview of the book of 1 Kings. Today we'll dive into the key events, themes, and geography of the book, focusing on major figures like David, Solomon, and the prophet Elijah, the building of the first temple, and the division of the unified kingdom into Israel and Judah. Background. The book of 1 Kings continues the story of Israel, beginning with the last days of King David and covering roughly a century, from around 970 BCE to the reigns of King Ahab of Israel and King Jehoshaphat of Judah. This book marks the end of Israel's united monarchy and describes the split into two separate kingdoms, Israel in the north and Judah in the south. According to Donald Slager in A Handbook on 1st and 2nd Kings, Jewish tradition as old as the Babylonian Talmud in the 6th century AD indicates a belief that 1st and 2nd Kings were written by the prophet Jeremiah. Scholars today consider it unlikely that he was the writer of these books. Much of this history was probably written as early as the reign of King Josiah of Judah, but it was probably not edited in its final form until sometime during the Babylonian exile. The unknown writer or writers composed these books by basing them on existing stories, annals, and poems that had circulated orally as well as in written form and that had been preserved in various locations by the people of Israel. Structure. Originally written as one book combined with 2 Kings, 1 Kings narrates events from David's death, circa 970 BCE, to the reigns of Ahaziah in Israel and Jehoshaphat in Judah, circa 850 BCE. 1 Kings has two main sections. The first focuses on the United Kingdom under David and Solomon, detailing Solomon's rise, his reign, and his eventual decline due to his unfaithfulness to God. The second section covers the divided kingdoms, telling the stories of Israel and Judah's kings, as well as introducing the prophet Elijah and his role in the northern kingdom. Solomon's rise. The book begins with David in his final days. As he nears death, David's son Adonijah tries to claim the throne. However, David chooses Solomon as his successor. Before passing, David instructs Solomon to be faithful to God's laws and commands, setting the foundation for a stable reign. After his death, Solomon firmly establishes his rule. He consolidates power by dealing with various threats, ensuring that he is the undisputed king over a unified Israel. Solomon's reign. Solomon's reign is known for wisdom and prosperity. Early on, he asks God for wisdom, which God grants, enabling Solomon to govern with justice and fairness. This period is marked by peace and economic growth, with Israel becoming an influential and prosperous nation. One of Solomon's most significant achievements was building the temple in Jerusalem. This temple became the central place of worship for the Israelites, symbolizing God's presence among his people. Its construction was an elaborate process, taking 7 years to complete. At the temple's dedication, Solomon offered prayers and sacrifices, asking God to bless the people and to be attentive to their prayers. Solomon is warned that if Israel turns away from God, even the temple will not protect them. Division. After Solomon's death, the kingdom divides due to internal strife. Solomon's son, Rehoboam, becomes king, but his harsh policies lead the northern tribes to rebel. The northern kingdom of Israel, led by Jeroboam, breaks away, while Rehoboam continues to rule over the southern kingdom of Judah. This division leads to a long-standing separation, with Israel and Judah developing distinct political, cultural, and religious practices. Rehoboam, Abijah, Asa, and Jehoshaphat ruled Judah, each facing challenges with faith and reform, while Israel endures a series of unstable rulers, culminating in the corrupt but influential reign of Ahab. Elijah emerges as God's prophet, performing miracles and confronting the prophets of Baal and passing his mission to Elisha. Ahab's story ends in tragedy due to his and Jezebel's injustices, while Jehoshaphat of Judah seeks God but falters through poor alliances. Themes. According to John Ollie in The Message of Kings, God is Present, two repetitive literary patterns are evident in Kings, one involving the succession of kings and the other the fulfillment of the Word of God through prophets. The first stands out and appears to be the determining and relentless line of history, the other highlighting the action of God and his prophets. Ollie notes that another constant motif is the necessity of keeping the covenant requirements, especially as presented in the book of Deuteronomy. It is for this reason that the books, Joshua, Judges, Samuel, and Kings, are sometimes referred to as Deuteronomistic history. There are frequent reminders of the importance of keeping Yahweh's decrees and commands, especially soul worship of Yahweh. There is hope as God has not given up on his people, as they turn back to him, which implies a willingness to follow his commands. Closing. The book of 1 Kings offers a powerful picture of Israel's history, showing the complex relationships between kings, prophets, and God. Through flawed leaders and faithful prophets, we see God's continuous call for his people to live in obedience and faithfulness. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of 1 Kings. We hope it provides a meaningful foundation for understanding this pivotal part of Israel's story. Bibliography.